The Wild West was a land of lawlessness, where only the toughest survived. Fortunes were made and lost in the blink of an eye, and disputes were settled with the cold steel of a six-shooter. You know the legends: Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Jesse James. But some figures were too terrifying to remember, their deeds so dark that history itself seemed to want to forget them. Join us as we count down the most terrifying Wild West figures you've never heard of. Our journey into the heart of darkness begins with Johnny Ringo. Born into a life on the move, Ringo drifted into the West with a cloud of mystery. He was educated and charming, yet prone to sudden bursts of violence. Ringo was a prominent member of the Cochise County Cowboys, a group of outlaws terrorizing Arizona. He earned a reputation as a fearsome gunfighter, his skill with a revolver matched by his cold-blooded demeanor. One story tells of a confrontation in a Tombstone saloon over a card game that escalated into a deadly duel. Ringo, cool as ever, faced his opponent in the dusty street and was faster. Fast forward to July 1882, he was found dead near Turkey Creek, Arizona, with a single bullet wound to the head. Was it suicide, or had Ringo's violent past caught up with him? The truth remains elusive. If the Wild West had a devil in human form, it might be John Wesley Hardin. Born in Texas in 1853, Hardin's life was a whirlwind of violence. By his own count, he killed over 40 men. At 14, he shot and killed a man for the first time, a dark omen of his future. He drifted from town to town, leaving a trail of bodies. One chilling tale took place in Abilene, Kansas, where he clashed with lawman Wild Bill Hickok. Disarmed by Hickok in a saloon, Hardin continued his rampage, killing several more men before being apprehended in Florida in 1877. Hardin's reign of terror ended behind bars, but his legend lived on. He remains one of the most prolific killers in Wild West history. Number 3, Dallas Stoudenmire, the lawman with lightning in his hands. In the untamed West, figures like Dallas Stoudenmire walked the line between order and chaos. Known for his quiet demeanor and steely gaze, Stoudenmire was a staunch believer in law and order. His name became synonymous with deadly accuracy after a fateful day in El Paso, Texas. On April 14, 1881, a dispute over cattle escalated into a deadly confrontation. Stoudenmire, a lone figure of authority, drew his pistols. In seconds, the air was filled with gunfire and 3 men lay dead. The 4 dead in 5 seconds gunfight cemented Stoudenmire's reputation as a legendary lawman. Less than a year later, he was gunned down in an ambush, dying as he lived, a protector of the innocent. Number 4, Tom Horn, the shadowy reaper. Few figures embody the chilling ambiguity of the Wild West like Tom Horn. A skilled tracker, Pinkerton detective and hired killer, Horn was a ghost-like presence feared by all. His methods were brutal, his efficiency unmatched. One of his most infamous exploits involved the disappearance of cattle rustler Matt Rash. Horn tracked Rash for weeks, cornering him in a remote cabin. When Horn emerged, Rash was gone, vanished without a trace. Horn's end was no less controversial. Convicted of killing a 14-year-old boy, he vehemently denied the crime. Despite pleas for clemency, Horn was hanged in Cheyenne, Wyoming in 1903. Number 5, Jim Miller, the ice-cold assassin. Jim Miller, known as Killin' Jim and the Deacon, was a cold-blooded killer devoid of remorse. Born in 1861, Miller's skill with a gun quickly became legendary. His demeanor set him apart, cold, calculating, and utterly devoid of emotion. One story tells of a confrontation in a Pecos, Texas saloon. Miller, challenged to a duel, drew his weapon with lightning speed and fired, killing his opponent. Miller's reign of terror ended in Ada, Oklahoma, in 1909. Convicted of murder and sentenced to hang, his last words were, "Let her rip." Jim Miller, the ice-cold assassin, left this world as he lived it, a chilling reminder of the Wild West's unforgiving nature. If you enjoyed this content and are a history freak like us, please subscribe for more videos on the most notorious figures in history. Oh, and yes, please comment. We even enjoy the negative ones. Cheers.